Neverwinter is a free-to-play, massively multiplayer, online role-playing game, MMORPG, in the vein of World of Warcraft, Rift, Terra, all those others that have come out of the woodwork in the recent years. Neverwinter is the most recent free-to-play MMO, which is actually becoming a more popular model these days. Free-to-play, massively multiplayer games are kind of hitting the scene pretty hard recently. I think League of Legends has shown that free-to-play is a very valid revenue model these days, so these games are coming out of the woodwork and really trying to strut their stuff to try and get as much attention from the free-to-play players as possible to hopefully drag in some revenue on the microtransactions. In any case, I'm not too big on massively multiplayer gaming in general, honestly. PlanetSide 2 is the closest thing to an MMO that, well, it is an MMO, obviously, but it's the only MMO that I'm actually really all that interested in, because typically RPG massively multiplayer games involve a lot of grinding. They're generally pretty boring by the end of it, although they can offer a little bit of entertainment to start. I find that whatever entertainment value that they do offer quickly wanes, and I'm hoping that's not the case with Neverwinter, but I decided to give it a shot anyway because the game, I don't know, seemed kind of interesting, so I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it at least an hour. This is a first look. I don't know how long I'll be playing the game overall, so let's just give it a shot. I want to show you guys the whole process, starting from character creation, because I haven't experienced any of this yet, and I've only probably seen maybe 1 or 2 minutes worth of video on the game, so let's get started. Looking for, I've always liked beholders, so let's use that as my shard. I'm guessing that's the realm or server these days, or in this game. Ooh, cinematic.
To brace yourselves for this. Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Well, that certainly left me with a pretty good feeling about this game, but then again, all of these previous cinematics, or all of these trailer cinematics, these games tend to do leave you with a good feeling about whatever game they are advertising, don't they? The problem with that is that in that cinematic, you can tell that death, of course, obviously has some meaning. But in an MMO, players don't really experience that. Death is just something that sends you back to the graveyard these days, and then you just go back to doing whatever you were doing. In that cinematic, if any of those characters died, it would have been tragic. But you obviously didn't want the good characters to die, and you enjoyed it when you saw the enemies fall. Then again, once again, players have no consequence in that. Also, in that cinematic, you could tell whatever they were fighting for was important. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I haven't paid attention to the lore of this game or anything like that. I don't know if there's some. I don't know if this comes after some other game or some other story or a book or something where it's taking place. So I don't know if you were supposed to know stuff beforehand. But you can tell whatever they were fighting for was important. And again, MMOs typically can't offer that to the player the way a single-player game can, because everything you do is generally reset. Like, you kill an important NPC, they come back later. You do a quest, it can be redone again as another character, or other characters are all doing that same quest and such. So that's the problem with MMOs, is that while that cinematic represented a really cool situation where there were dire consequences and there was actually meaningful action happening, MMOs typically can't offer that in gameplay. I don't expect this one to, obviously. So whenever I'm looking at these cinematics, I enjoy the cinematic, but I can't feel myself getting into the story that they're portraying. I do, however, hope to see in the cinematic some examples of some of the abilities that the characters can use. I'm hoping for good and fun gameplay when I look at a cinematic or whenever I look at an MMO, and I'm hoping Neverwinter offers that. I don't expect it to live up to any kind of story or give me any kind of deeper feeling to it, although I know there are players out there who do pay attention to lore. I am not one of them. Another thing that, something else that I have against, one criticism that I have, is that the cinematic volume dropped way low, and I'll fix that in the editing, so you guys may not experience that when you're watching this video. But I adjusted my game sounds and brought them down so that I can effectively commentate over the game, and so that the sound wasn't blasting into my ears out of my speakers, out of the headset. But the result of that meant that the cinematic played like really, really low, so I didn't get like that full theater feel. Again, I will adjust that in the editing, so you guys won't have to experience that when you watch this video, but you may want to consider that whenever you do actually play the game yourself. Alright, so it's time to choose a race. I generally don't play female characters in these games. It's just not my thing. Although I do appreciate female characters that do look good in these games. I think that's important. Let's see. I guess human and elf are the only two that would actually have any kind of sex appeal to them. And let's face it, sex appeal is something that they do try to add to MMOs, because it is a driving factor for sales. Okay, well, they all look alright. But I do tend to play male characters in MMOs just because I'm a male. I feel more comfortable. I feel better about my character if I'm playing a character that is the same gender as I am, obviously. So we can see here what we're going to be doing up at the top. Race selection, class selection, ability scores, appearance, background, overview. Furious Assault. Extra Dex, Constant Strength. Swift Charge is a racial ability. Gain 10% bonus to run speed for 3 seconds. Okay, these racial abilities are cool. It's key to note that you can see a brief description and some of the abilities, or like the passives and racials and things like that, that each race will get while you're selecting your character. I don't tend to pay attention to those whenever I'm selecting a character in any game. Ooh, Dwarf. Dwarves are awesome, dude. It's coming under Dwarf or Human for me. And I intend to play a fighter-type class. The Rogue looked really fun, and I just got finished playing Dishonored, the Knife of Dunwall, and I do love Dishonored, so I like playing a stealthy Rogue-type class. And I like my Rogue in World of Warcraft, too, so Rogue is also in the running. But I also like playing a tank. In any case, it's key to note that you can view these scores, but I tend to play whatever character feels best to me. I don't really look at the racials. It's probably just going to be male. None of these others actually appeal to me all that much. Select character class. Great Weapon Fighter. The Great Weapon Fighter is an unstoppable force of damage and steel, skilled in using the weight of a greatsword to dispatch those that stand in the way. The epitome of strength, the Great Weapon Fighter is also resilient enough to defend allies in need. Cool, so he's a damage tank. In that order. Sprint, Punishing Charge, Avalanche of Steel, and Dungeoneering is a general skill. Guardian Fighter. So this is a full-fledged tank, and I do like playing actual complete tank classes. The Guardian Fighter is courageous and stalwart, superior at defensive maneuvers, and no stranger to hand-to-hand combat. Heavy plate armor and a shield make the Guardian Fighter a durable mainstay on the battlefield, while a trusty longsword and focused aggression cut through foes that stand in the way. Fighter's recovery, you steady yourself and gain vigor. Got a taunt, recovers the guard meter, I don't know what that is. We've got guard, block all incoming damage in front of you, that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Okay, that's a coming soon class. Control Wizard, that's pretty neat. So you got sort of like the EverQuest Enchanter here. Magic Missile, well actually he's more damage oriented. The Enchanter was like one of the most unique classes in all RPGs that I've ever seen. The EverQuest Enchanter, man, that class was straight up a support class. They don't give you that in MMOs these days. They don't give you full-on support classes in massively multiplayer games these days. I really liked the Enchanter because they had essentially nothing but support spells. You got like maybe one line of damage spells as the Enchanter and a dot, but the dot was mostly a debuff, so again, it's still just a support ability. You don't get that these days. Control Wizards harness powerful arcane energies to restrict, crush, and debilitate their foes. Wielding a magical orb, they are capable of unleashing torrents of damage, and use ice and force to manipulate the movements of unwitting creatures. So, yeah. Got a controller. Got a healer, a devoted cleric, and the Trickster Rogue. The master of stealth and misdirection, the Trickster Rogue maneuvers across the battlefield and strikes from the shadows with paired daggers. The Trickster Rogue dodges in and out of melee, inflicting massive damage on foes with a flurry of deadly blows. Stealth is fun. Oh look, untranslated. Again, well actually I don't think I stated this. This game is an open beta, alright? This game is not finished. It's an open beta. You can download it. It is free to play. You can jump in, give it a shot. But you're going to run into things like an untranslated stealth description here whenever you're playing a beta version of any game. And I have a little bit of a rant that I want to go on real quick about about open beta games in general. I feel like these days every online game is in perpetual beta. I really do think it's like that. I think every game is in open beta just to say, okay, let's get this stable, and then once there's a full release of the game, there's still like a million things they need to do to update the game. That's generally how games are released these days. Bait and switch. Okay, so we got a bunch of cool things going on here. You can see disarm traps prevent you from taking damage, preventing you from taking damage or getting stuck. You can also collect artifacts to sell special thievery objects. I just think that the rogue would be a more interesting class to watch for you guys than the Guardian Fighter, unless they really give the Guardian Fighter some sort of spectacular animations and things like that, and make them feel really forceful, which would be the Great Weapon Fighter, actually. Okay, that's a good blend. This is a character that will deal a lot of damage, and can also be a tank, so I'll go ahead and start off with the Great Weapon Fighter. That sounds good. I honestly didn't think I'd choose a DPS warrior to start out, but I guess we're going to. Enhance your run speed, allowing you to rush targets and avoid attacks, while sprinting you temporarily ignore speed-reducing effects. That's pretty cool. Punishing Charge. Rush forward, passing through enemies and striking them along the way. That's awesome. Avalanche of Steel. Leap into the air and come down with a crushing force that leaves your enemies prone. Dungeoneering. You can detect secret doors and triggers. Oh, cool. Alright, so this is what I'll go with. Okay, ability scores. As a Great Weapon Fighter, your primary ability is Strength. Your secondary abilities are Constitution and Dexterity. Do I assign points here? I like that Strength is so high. Constitution and Dexterity are both pretty average. I mean, I'm okay with this. I don't want to re-roll and lose my 19 Strength value, because that's a high roll. Racial ability bonus, choose one. +2 Strength, +2 Constitution, +2 Dex, +2 Int, Wisdom, and Charisma. Well, obviously I want the Strength one. I'm gonna stick with those scores. Let's see. Appearance presets. Can I randomize? What if I go to customize? If I go to customize, can I hit random? I cannot. Let's just choose a basic preset just to start. Well, no, let's look at the customization options. I realize that might be important to some of you. Let's see. Head shape. A full head, a wide head, a natural head. Who would not want a natural looking head? A stern head. What? How is that? Okay, stern is an adjective of a person's facial expression, not the shape of their head. The guy's got a very stern head. A focused head. A sharp head. And a part head? That doesn't sound good at all. What's going on here? A chiseled head, a lean head. Natural, wide, and full I can understand. These ones just get zany. Alright, let's go with a natural head, thanks. Bald. Bald characters are awesome. Unless we got some like sort of really cool hairdo out here. Shaved. That's actually better. The shaved fade looks better. Okay. Eyes. Natural. Blind eyes. One left blind eye. Blind on the right. Hurt eyes. Oh, I'm so emo. I'm emo, but only on the left half. I'm emo, but only on the right half. Let's go with natural eyes, thanks. Eyebrows. Bushy. Bushy eyebrows are cool. Look at this guy. This guy already looks like someone you don't want to hit you. Facial hair. Oh, I gotta get a goat. Or a thick beard. That's cool. I like that the beard just stops right there. This is a very well-kept hairdo. It's well-kept, like, mechanically. But it's just not a good idea to go looking like this. Oh, dude, look at this stash. This guy looks ridiculous. A stubble chin. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Complexion. A cute complexion. Aww. Look at me. I'm so cute. I got such a cute complexion. I got a cute complexion. Handsome. Well, hey there, baby cakes. Look at his facial expression. I know you want this. A middle-aged complexion. Elderly. Let's go fight some stuff. Old. Oh, he looks gruff like that. I like this guy. This guy looks cool. We'll go with an old dude. Worn? Looks similar to old. Well, rough looks like movie star rough. This is the kind of look that they try to give movie stars who may actually be old, but this is the kind of look they try to give movie stars in action movies to make them seem, well, rough, honestly. But I'm gonna stick with old, because old guys are cool. Old combatants are cool. Complexion, fine. We'll, oh wow, that's way too bright. That's fine right there. Tattoos. Sweet. Look at these. Oh, these are named after the deities, I think. Maybe not all of them. Avandra, I know, is one. I'm somewhat familiar with D&D lore, just a little bit. Like a tree ghost. Wow, this guy looks really jacked up. This guy looks scary, but he doesn't have the scary look in his eyes. He looks like someone you can trust anyway, so it looks like he went through all this trouble to get these tattoos for no reason. The Melting. Gothic. No, that looks ridiculous. Look at that. That's what? No. How about just none? Scars. There are plenty of scars, but we'll just go with none. Face scaling? Okay, there's obviously a bunch of slider bars here that we can play with. I'm not going to touch these. I'm okay with this look. But obviously, if you're the type of person who really wants to customize your look, this is where you would do it. Body shape, toned. That's the default look. I liked the heavy look, though. That's cool. Slim. What? This guy is ridiculous. He looks more like a wizard than a fighter. The heavy look looks cool. We'll go with that. Body scaling. Oh, wow. Even more of this. And I bet you these are a lot more fun with the female character. Alright. Background. Oh, I get to choose where I'm from? Each selection is for flavor and has no effect on gameplay. Which one of these deities do I recognize? I recognize Moradin because I've heard dwarves yell that before in Baldur's Gate, Shadows of Om. I played that a long time ago. And I remember some dwarves would attack you. They'd be like, by Moradin's hammer! So, that being the only one that I really recognize, that's going to be the one that I'll go with. Where should I be from? How about Neverwinter? Because, well, hell, it's a game called Neverwinter. Clever opportunist, initiate of faith, militia defender. That seems cool. Actually, a seeker of knowledge who's a fighter sounds awesome. I think that sounds cool. That's who I'll be. I mean, what the heck, right? Okay. What other places do we have as a choice, though? I don't recognize most of these. I think I recognize the name Cormyr. Baldur's Gate, obviously. Well, there's Om. Let's do Om, because again, I played there a long time ago. But I did play Neverwinter Nights as well. I remember a little bit of the story of Neverwinter, and you did go to Waterdeep for all this stuff. And of course, there's Baldur's Gate itself, but we'll stick with Om. I mean, that's cool. Alright, man. We need a name. So this is my character now. Let's give him a name. What shall we call this man? What kind of random names does it come as? Regdar Urthadar. That actually sounds pretty cool. Regdar. But backwards, that's Radger. Let's see what other we got. Chris Armorsmith. What the heck? Eric Shieldheart. That's actually kind of cool. Tom Urthadar. Will Armorsmith. Look, there's Regdar again. Regdar Hothlight. Regdar. They really want me to be named Regdar, don't they? So how about Regdar Exalamonius? That sounds cool. Let us begin our adventure, dear viewers. I've gained level 1! If you want to regenerate your health, use potions. They're the best way to heal up between battles.
Look out! Dragolet!
Hey, are you all right?
Your lips aren't moving.
Using the W, A, S, and T keys.
Sweet. A tutorial. Yes, please teach me how to play another MMO.
Move to Private Wilfred. Press F when close to talk to him.
I guess it's a good thing that they do have these things. They do have tutorials. But MMOs are MMOs, man. If you've got any experience in them, you can figure it out.
Thank the gods. When I saw the Dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there'd be no survivors. What brings you to Neverwinter in such troubled times?
That is my business. You stay out of it.
Sorry, didn't mean to pry. It's just, now's not a good time to be traveling here. As you may have noticed, Neverwinter's under attack. The necromancer Valindra is assaulting the city with her undead legions. Search the wreckage along the shore for your gear. It's dangerous to go unarmed right now. When you finish, head up to the camp at the top of the hill. They've got a nice warm fire up there. You'll feel better once you've dried out.
Thank you. You are helpful.
The quest path leads to your next objective. Press C to toggle it on and off. Waypoints appear on the map to mark your quest's objectives.
Okay, one thing that I do like is that I actually don't have a mouse cursor in this game, okay? And in PlanetSide 2, I press Alt to bring up my mouse cursor. And I like that this game naturally gave me that option. That's really good game design right there. When other games are doing things like press Alt to bring up your mouse cursor and you do it as well, you're doing well. You're doing right. Because you're doing right by your players, because that's what they expect. So that's pretty cool. Let me not do things until they tell me to do them. I must equip a weapon, apparently.
Press F to interact with characters and objects.
But of course, an inferior breastplate. I've got it. So how do I equip that? I for inventory, I guess? Inferior breastplate, right-click to equip? Naturally. C for character? Yes. Pretty sweet. I can actually move that up and down. I don't know why. Check it out. It's like spinning. Alright. That was probably annoying to listen to. Sweet. My great sword.
I to open your inventory. Double-click an item to equip it.
Cool. Double click is faster. Yeah, now I've got my weapon.
To toggle mouse cursor and mouse look modes.
Nice.
Quest tracker displays current quest objectives.
Wants me to go down here still? I'm not sure where it's telling me to go at this point. Go to the camp, it says. But it wants to lead me right here, so that's kind of buggy. If you notice, I was already on my way up the hill when I saw the little quest path pointing me in the wrong direction. So that's something they should work on right there.
Campfires are rest zones where out-of-combat players may heal.
Okay. Ah. Look by your mini-map to see upcoming contests. Sweet. Okay. I pressed X so that I could try and sit down, but it didn't work that way.
Good to meet you. It's good to see someone survive the attack on the ship. When you feel ready, please speak to me again. I'm afraid I need your help.
Goodbye for now. Let me look around the camp for a bit. What do we have here? Guards. Corpses. This guy giving this guy his last rites. Pretty sweet. Alright, let's go.
Although we stopped Valindra's main force, the battle is far from over. The battlefield is crawling with mindless undead who lost their masters in the fighting. To make matters worse, the enemy is raising our dead to use against us. Acolyte Naaman is performing a ritual of Kelimvor to lay the newly dead to rest. That is sure to draw an attack here. I must stay and make sure Naaman finishes her ritual. Could you search the battlefield for any wounded we missed and send them here? After you finish with the wounded, go to Del McCourt's camp and tell him our situation.
Okay, sounds easy enough. He's gonna give me 4 cents for this? Sweet. It's very specific. He could not even bump that up to a nickel.
Use sure strike, damaging all foes in front of you.
Sweet. Time to get in some combat.
Hover your reticule over objects and enemies to target them.
Okay, I'm hovering over, but I'm not getting any kind of actual target. Oh, that was easy enough. I hope they attack you in very large waves, since your stuff hits multiple targets anyway. So this is obviously where I'm supposed to be, judging by the map.
Help me. Thank you.
I have assisted a wounded soldier, and he's off. I gotta do that to 2 more, as we can see over here. Again, very World of Warcraft. Let's see if I can pull multiple enemies and try and attack multiple of them. Nope, they don't aggro. So, what if I hit one? And I come over here and hit this one, and then hit this one, provide help to this guy. How many of these can I get? There's another. I wonder how far these enemies will wander before they pat back. Wow, this is a lot of monsters. Do they keep following? Okay, man, let's complete this quest. Okay, so these guys are doing decent damage, but not enough to actually threaten me just yet. I wish I could help that guy. I ran past him, and I wanted to help him, but I can't now because the quest is done. Alright, let's take out all these monsters now. Let's get them all in a decent angle. This'll work. Oh, wait, I only hit one at a time. I don't have any health potions. But my health is still not too low. I'm about halfway there. Oh, I got some help. Very nice. Nice, I will tell him. So anyway, that was pretty fun. I was thinking that the arc of my weapon would hit multiple targets, but I guess not. I guess I have to have my reticle pointing over which target I want to actually hit for that to work. But there was a lot going on there, so I'm not certain that was actually the case. Let's pull 2 of them and see if I can damage both of them at the same time. Let's watch. No, don't help me! Well, I couldn't tell because this guy was swinging. Whatever. I won't be able to make that test with this guy there. One time in an MMO when I don't want other people around. Anyway, where am I going now? I said to go over to the camp. Press M for the map. There it is. Oh, that's battlefield triage. Isn't that where I just was? Oh, that's to turn it in. It's got a little diamond marker. And I can set my own waypoints. That's pretty cool. Let's see if it actually points me there. No, not really. It has it on the map, but there's no in-world visual representation of that. Okay, so this is an MMO that to me feels sort of like an action RPG, like Diablo style, because it's left click, left click, left click, left click. This is not a bad thing.
We were lucky to
Level
drive
up
Valindra's
displays everything
forces
you
back.
get for leveling up.
Too many people
Also
talking.
Important quests.
What? I didn't hear any of that. You were lucky to do what? Okay, whatever.
Thank you for aiding the wounded. They wouldn't have survived much longer with all the undead roving about. I'll try to get medical supplies and reinforcements to Linklater as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we've got problems of our own here.
Go back in the video and look at this guy's mouth. He looks like a Pez dispenser trying to talk to you. Actually, if he was a Pez dispenser, his whole head would be tilting back like way too far, so never mind, that's wrong. But like a robot or something at least. Complete that quest and start up Broken Arrow.
I'm afraid I have a gruesome task for you. We've driven Valindra's main army off, but Red Wizard allies are still harassing us with summoned undead. Private Hothedon is trying to drive them off with his archers, but they're short on ammo. Search the battlefield and scavenge some arrows from the dead, and then take them to Hothedon.
Sweet. I can do that. Ow. I guess I'm in pain. So let's heal up by this fire. Let's see how fast my health regenerates very quickly. That's nice. I think on role-playing servers, they might want to reduce the time that takes to heal to kind of force interaction between players. That'd be kind of neat. Alright, so I've got to go this way, but my little path here that tells me where to go is saying I should go this way. So I turn it off and turn it back on to try and get it to point in the right direction, but it's just not. Oh, okay, it's pointing toward... Okay, so it is pointing toward my waypoint. How do I rid myself of that? Just click on it again. Okay, so now it should point me in the right place. That's good to know. It's key to note, though, that earlier at the beginning of the tutorial, it did point me in the wrong direction without me setting any kind of waypoint. Unless I did on the minimap. Can I do that? I can! So, we've just figured out what the problem is. What the problem was from earlier. Very cool.
Press and hold the right mouse button to charge Reaping Strike for extra damage.
Oh, did I level up in some capacity? I heard... Oh, here we go. Let's see what's new. You press the U key to do that. You can see that over here. Let's open that up. New at-will powers. Reaping Strike. Click to view it. So here is my character sheet. Oh, okay, so the character sheet itself has multiple tabs that I did not notice. So here we are in powers. Reaping Strike is what I just got. Can I spend points anywhere? Upgrade to rate 2. I've spent 2 points. I have no points available. Good to know. Hold the button to prepare a powerful sweeping strike that grows in strength the longer you charge it up. While charging your swing, you gain more determination from taking damage. Pretty sweet. I do not know what determination does for me just yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Nice! You can't tell me that charge-up animation did not look cool. And... a little bit of a lackluster swing, but then again, at this level you don't really want a whole lot of spell effects, because it makes high levels feel more powerful. Take those arrows. Alright, this should probably hit multiple targets. Bring it on! Ah! Oh, boy, does it ever! That felt good. I'm not kidding. That was actually a satisfying move.
I will answer your questions if I can, but do not break my concentration.
I don't like that in a game like this, I don't get an option to ask what is naturally in my mind. Mass Effect did a great job about this when I was playing Mass Effect. Usually, when a character was talking, there were things popping up in my mind that I wanted to ask or say, and then Mass Effect, with its limited options, always, well, almost always, seemed to have, or at least a lot of the time, seemed to have whatever I wanted to say already there, which is awesome. What I want here is, who are you? But I don't get that. All I get is what happened here.
Valindra had a Dracolich under her control when she attacked Neverwinter. It attacked ships in the harbor, and then came straight for the city. My friends and I were helping Sergeant Knox defend the walls when it attacked. There was a terrific battle, and we were able to defeat it.
And what are you doing now?
I don't know how Valindra got a Dracolich. Perhaps a deal with the cult of the dragon. The important thing is that we deprive her of it. When a Dracolich is killed, its spirit returns to a special phylactery. From there, it can possess the body of another dragon and be reborn. This Dracolich's spirit has not departed yet. I am trying to bind it here. If it cannot return to the phylactery, we may be able to destroy it and deprive Valindra of a powerful ally.
Well, I like that you're doing your part. Good luck. So is that, like, actually not a quest that I can pick up there? It looks like I should be able to. I'll talk to him again for good measure. Never mind, I'm done. So I guess we can't pick up a quest there. So I'm still looking for arrows. Gotta scavenge them off the undead. It's good that they glow like that. That's fantastic. Alright, so now I get to do what I actually wanted to do in the first place. So let's pick out a nice route. Some arrows. Let's go ahead and finish that up. Okay, I can press F again to take all. No need to click that button. Bam. 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 And bam. Let's do it like this. Alright, guys. And... Oh, yes! Yeah! I love AoE. A treasure chest. Not related to the quest, but still glowing to let us know it's there. Oh, finally, a healing potion. And an inlaid electrum figurine. It's treasure, so I guess vendor trash. It does have a grey name, so that's how you know it's vendor trash. This thing does follow the World of Warcraft convention of giving colors accordingly to items. Grey will be vendor trash, white is something that you might find useful, and I don't know what colors they use to give the various qualities of other weapons, though. So I can't comment on that, but that's good. Alright, so now that I've got a healing potion, 3 is my key to heal. I might want to change that. So these monsters don't actually aggro me. System notify, you've discovered a new campsite. Respawn point unlocked. Cool, so if I die, this is where I'll respawn. Oh look! A man named Greasy Burrito. Can I interact with this person? Or a woman named Greasy Burrito. Obviously played by the man. Private message. Private message. Hey dude. You're hot. You may not send private messages until at least one character on your account has reached level 15. You have purchased a Founders Pack, or you have transferred Zen into the game. I see. They just want to make sure you can't spam. I like that. That's fine. You have to put some sort of actual investment into the game before you... either time or money or exploration before you get... well, actually, time, money, or... that's just about it. Before you can send tells or use some of the features. That's fine. Because if they didn't do that, then people could... being a free-to-play game, spammers could just create more and more accounts to keep spamming you. Alright, so I've stored the arrows. Let's complete the quest.
We must drive the wizards back.
Yeah, we must. You're right.
Thank you for the help. The red wizards haven't been driven away, but this will at least force them to keep their heads down.
Yeah, screw those red wizards.
More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never and storming the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. If the bridge falls, they will enter the heart of the city, Protector's Enclave. I must stay and deal with the red wizards. Please, go to the bridge and aid the defenders. Destroy the undead soldiers near the gate to our north so it may be opened safely. Then talk to Private Wilfred. He will get you inside the city and show you the way to the bridge. Be careful, these undead are more aggressive than others you fought. Tempest grant you strength.
I do like that all of these characters are voice acted. In World of Warcraft, I was just going... whether or not I played the character or been in that area before, I was just going from quest giver to quest giver, clicking accept, 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 and then just following points on the map. At least this way, I actually get to know what is actually going on, because I'm inclined to listen to a voice actor more so than I am inclined to read a wall of text every time I want to do something. More importantly, the actual objectives themselves are one-liners. They're very... well, this is 2 sentences, but still very short. Kill undead soldiers, go to Sleeping Dragon Bridge. So if you don't want to listen to all that, I'm pretty sure there's an option to turn it off, and you can just do it that way. Just accept, go, accept, go, accept, go. So that's pretty cool. It's very straightforward. So a great sword is a reward for this. Obviously better than mine. Requires class, great weapon fighter. Changes if equipped. Oh, cool. So there's a comparison right there. Holding Alt, Control, and Shift do nothing when mousing over an item. Good to know. But then again, this isn't a reward. Sorry, this isn't a quest screen, so let's try it in the inventory. If I open up... Okay, I unlock something. Alright, leveled up. New encounter power. Not so fast. Wow, there's encounter powers in this. Where are we? Not so fast. Release a fast spinning slice to the legs of enemies around you, briefly slowing them. Sweet, I get a slow. And that's bound to Q. Oh, that's kind of weird. Most games would do Q, W, E, R, but since W is to move, this does Q, E, R. No, I think I want 1, 2, 3, but I can't use 3 because of my potions, so we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to look into that later. I have no feat points yet. No companions. Alright. So it's Q for that. That's sweet. 15-second cooldown. I can probably get used to that, actually. Keeping it by Q. Because that's, to me, because of so much League of Legends, it does feel natural to hit Q for powerful abilities.
Press Q to release a low spinning strike to your enemy's legs, temporarily slowing them.
I like that they did this, obviously, for every class. Oh, that was awesome. The physics here are sweet. So this is fun so far. I can imagine this being really fun with friends. Obviously not the tutorial, but the actual game. Hopefully the action picks up. So we gotta kill several more of these guys. And look, some AoE right here. Let's see if these guys will actually aggro here. Yes! Beautiful! That's all seems to be this is all I'll get, so let's do this. Pretty sweet. There's no cooldown on my Reaping Strike, so I can go... Oh, you have to hold it at least a bit. And I do not see if that is taking up any kind of a resource like rage or energy or mana. You know, for creatures like that, I think the better strategy would be to use Reaping Strike first, and then finish with a Q. If the Q was up, I should have timed my cooldown better. But yeah, I think that's the better idea. Instead of Q first, try that again. It'd be a lot faster to take out enemies that way. I don't know what this is. What is this? My action points are at 0%. Okay, sweet. So you do this first. Yeah, that's a lot faster. It's more effective.
Hello again. You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach. Told you drying out by the fire would do you good. My mother always says warm clothes make for a warm heart. You've thinned out the skeletons enough that we should be able to slip through the gate safely. Linklater gave me some healing potions for you. You may need them on the bridge.
You may need them! Alright, let's get through here then.
Left click on a visible location to travel to it.
Sweet. So it seems we're in Neverwinter now. Didn't I choose as my starting point? Is Neverwinter the default tutorial area? Tap B to go into inspect mode.
They're in trouble! We must go to their aid!
Then let's do that. Also notice there's been chat
And a
going on.
movement key to sprint away from an enemy's attack.
That's pretty cool. But I require stamina. Where? Ah! The frick! That big red ring
Sprint when your stamina is low.
Thank you for answering that. There's my stamina. I thought that had to do with action points or something like that. Alright, so off we go. Crazy. So that's why they give you that info.
Look out! Archer! They just keep coming!
Ah, the archers have a cone attack. That's interesting. I don't know what determination is yet, but I gain more of it while I'm being hit and charging that move. Alright, so potions are intended to be used out of combat, so let's go ahead and do that now. Wow, 1,000 health. How much do I have? How many hit points do I have? Wow, that filled more than twice my maximum health. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so things are starting to pick up. Things are getting interesting. I do like the environment here. And I'll say this. I'll say this most importantly. I'm having fun. And the cause of that is that the combat system, even in these very early stages, is very interactive. It's action-packed and it feels good. Yes, tank for me, NPC. Wish I had my charge attack already. What was that? I saw a little sword icon by the number. I guess that means physical damage? I don't know. I'll figure that out eventually too. Perhaps it means a crit? You can see in that last fight I panned my camera up to get a look at the environment. Now why is that? It's because earlier I saw a tower there fall, and I half expected one nearby to actually fall on me during one of these fights, so I was trying to keep an eye out for it. It's good design. Did I gain a level at any point? This is my experience bar, I'm guessing, yes? Okay, it says my current experience is 406, but I need 800, so shouldn't the bar be halfway? But it's not. It's only just a small portion. I can't tell if that's a bug or if I'm reading this wrong. Look at this. It's a level 3. Get out of there, Wilfred! Whatever, it didn't seem to hurt you anyway. See what just happened there? That NPC had a ring ability, and I found a spot.
Press 1 to use spinning strike, dealing damage to all enemies in melee range.
That's pretty sweet. I wish I could pause so I could talk. But that enemy had a circle attack, and because of the familiarity I have with the range of my weapon, I knew how close I could be to an enemy.
Power when your action points are full.
How do I get action points? Is this my daily? It is. Spinning strike. Anyway, as I was saying, I had a familiarity with my weapon, and I knew how far I could reach to damage the enemy while staying outside of the red ring. It's good that this game actually allows for that kind of strategic and tactical play. So I've got spinning strike available. What does this actually do for me? 11 to 13 physical damage, personal 10-foot burst. Using the weight of your body against it, you swing the sword around you multiple times, cutting into foes around you and increasing your run speed while active. That's pretty sweet. Might as well try it, right?
The gatehouse. We're going to make it.
Sweet! That's awesome. We get a Wukong / Tryndamere attack. Let's take out the archers first. That's typically what you want to do. I want to take out the DPS and avoid the tanks. thanks are all dead anyway.
Valindra!
That guy looks awesome. A challenge, perhaps? Will you actually put my thinking and tactics to the test? You large beast with your rotters! Ah. Alright, buddy. I should really let you make the first move, yeah. This is fun. His actions are predictable, but that's good because it makes you feel smart at least. And remember, this is a tutorial, so we've got to remember that some players might not be familiar with MMORPGs in general, or even action games. And a fight like this might actually be fairly tough for them. But knowing to watch for telegraphed attacks is important. So I can see my action points fill up as I deal damage. Important note. Now wait for him to do his AoE one more time. Oh, I actually took a hit. And there it is, and then we'll activate this. Most excellent. We'll let him make that attack and then fully charge this. Oh, we can't. Woohoo! Ouch. You and me, buddy. Oh, he hit first. There it is. Sweet. An unidentified item and a lesser scroll of identification. Perfect. Perfect way to teach me how to identify things. Oh man, Wilfred, are you okay, dude? You got screwed up! Okay, I leveled up. So I'm pressing F to pick up loot because it still says that. Hang on, let me level up before I talk to him. Spinning Strike, we already know about that one. It's my daily. Destroyer is a class power. Your huge swipes strike deep, increasing your damage by 2% every time you hit more than 3 enemies with a single attack. Stacks up to 3 times, so I can get up to 6%. How do I use that? Click to view. Okay, where is Destroyer on my hotbar? Looks like that's it. Class feature. Oh, is that just a passive? Yeah, that's a passive. I don't have to use that. That's sweet that got unlocked, because I've been hitting multiple targets a whole lot, so that'll increase my damage even further. And I guess the level up thing is the same bit. Okay, yeah.
Sorry. Should have been more cautious. But when I thought of all my friends who died because of her... Find Sergeant Knox. Tell him what happened. Ask him to check on my mother from time to time.
Hang on, Private. I'll get help. I would like there to be an option that says, okay, good luck. Or, just shut up and die. You know, something like that. That'd be awesome. But, okay, hang on, Private. I'll get help. He's gonna be like, no, it's too late for me. Just do as I say. I'm not long for this world. And then he's just gonna, like, explode. That's probably not gonna happen. The exploding part, anyway.
You have to stop her. Lord Neverember is no saint. But he's better than the alternative. If Neverember fails here, Valindra will rule Neverwinter. Find Sergeant Knox. He's one of Neverember's guards. One of the good ones. You must stop Valindra.
Okay, goodbye. We lost a good man today. The end of the tutorial, it seems. It was a fun tutorial. Whenever there are tips on screen, they should let me click to get out of the loading screen. But then again, it is MMO, so never mind. Because things are going on all around me all the time. So here we are in the actual game. The tutorial is done. Now, for the real test of an MMO. How does it keep the momentum that it gave you in the tutorial, which was mostly a single-player game if you think about it. If they kept up that kind of momentum, that kind of story, that kind of gameplay throughout the whole thing, this game would actually make a fun single-player game. But since it's not single-player, we have to see how well they keep this up in an open and persistent world. Welcome to the Seven Suns Costume Market. Go in and check out the bazaar. Press M to find Seven Suns on your map. Okay. Somewhat daunting. Oh, there's my quest objective. If I click, what happens? Very sweet. It's the auction broker. Can I zoom? I can zoom. Seven Suns Costume Market. Where are we? So that's it. We're straight ahead. Professions vendor and an auction broker are here. But let's see if there's anything else in this area. We're gonna veer off course here for a minute to take a look around. Alright, this place feels busy, and I like that. I like that this place feels busy. Because it is. We've got lots of actual players here. We can see by the Never Loser, that's a cool name. We can see by all the green names that we've got actual players here. We've got a bunch of NPCs. There's a lot of action going on. The sound is really good. Who is this guy? Pegasus Seal Trader?
Hello.
Tell me about these seals. Oh, okay, so not every character is voice acted. Seals are tokens of appreciation gained by performing notable deeds. You can acquire seals by participating in various events and contests in and around Neverwinter. You can trade in your collected seals at any seal trader in exchange for special items. Seal traders can be found at the Protector's Enclave Market or at certain camps outside the Enclave. Okay, participating in various events and contests in and around Neverwinter. Again, I'm not really familiar with Neverwinter or how it works, but I'm guessing these contests or events are dynamic events that spawn in the world as you quest and as you play, that you can choose to participate in or not. And I'm guessing you get seals for doing well in them, and then you come here and you trade in these seals at the store. So I can pick up really nothing for me, because it's all level 52 to 55, it seems. Level requirement. As we can see here by the red text. Oh, you can drag an item here to see an evaluation of the item? Alright, let's see what we got here. Can you evaluate this? 30 copper, that's it. Well, why would I want to do that? I can't drag it back, apparently. I guess you don't really have to. I can just go to finished. Alright, so let's actually look at that item that I picked up and identify it. Apparently it's for me. They're boots. This item has unknown properties. Use an identification scroll to discover what they are. This is bound to my character. Double-click to use. Reading the arcane inscription on this scroll reveals the power and purpose of unidentified magic items. This scroll can identify items up to level 29. Okay, double-click, and then click on this. Simple scale boots. Plus 4 defense. Let's go ahead and equip those. Sweet, my feet actually glowed gold for a moment there. Alright, let's go ahead and sell that vendor trash to this guy anyway. Can I right-click to sell? Yes, I can. Can I double-click to sell? Yes, I can. And then there's sell and buyback here, so I can just double-click to get it back? Yes. Okay, that's pretty neat. Now, what is this? An Adventurer's Reward 1. This mysterious package contains items to aid you in your quest. Double-click to open the chest, but I can't do that until I'm level 5. Here are my old boots. I don't need them anymore, so let's get rid of those. For 1 copper. Keep my inventory clean. I just noticed that my inventory does have a sort button. That's pretty cool. Keeps the potions up front. That's fine. I'm good with that. Riches. Click to view your wealth. Money, Zen, and this is actual real currency. Glory. Gain glory by participating in PvP matches. Use glory to buy items in some stores. So basically, World of Warcraft style honor. Astral diamonds. What are these? Gain astral diamonds by purchasing them from the Astral Diamond Zen Exchange, or by refining rough astral diamonds. Use astral diamonds to buy items from the auction house, or to buy Zen on the Astral Diamond Zen Exchange. You may have up to a maximum of 1... It keeps going away. Of 1 billion astral diamonds at once. 100 billion? Is that right? No, 100 million, sorry. There's a lot of zeros there. There's like too many zeros there. Okay, you may have a lot of astral diamonds, apparently. I've read about astral diamonds in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Gain rough astral diamonds by participating in daily quests or invoking the gods. What? That's felt weird to say. Gain rough astral diamonds by participating in daily quests, or, you could just invoke the gods. Refine rough astral diamonds into astral diamonds. Okay, so we got a bunch of cool stuff here. It's good to know. It's good to become familiar with these tabs. And again, I pressed I to get to the inventory screen to look around. Profession resources, so I guess these are materials, or mats for short. Profession assets, I do not know what an asset is compared to a resource. Maybe assets are things like blueprints. Inactive companions. Okay, I don't have any companions, that's fine. Press C for my character slot again, or my character sheet. Oh, cool. I don't want a title on my character. I typically don't like those. Except for Legionnaire in World of Warcraft. That was awesome to have. So I can write up a brief little history if I wanted to here. For those who like to roleplay. Oh, you sir. Okay, available at 5 points. Mighty Leap or Restoring Strike. So I can begin planning out some of my powers from here if I wanted to. You slice through a single target in front of you with merciless satisfaction, healing yourself based on the damage dealt and restoring stamina. So a lifesteal ability. And a Mighty Leap, so we got a gap closer. Leap to the target location, damaging those around the impact. This is good. World of Warcraft gave me a lot of gap closing abilities with my warrior. Feats. I don't know how to activate these yet. Paragon Tree. Okay, so once I actually do level up to a certain number of feats, I'm guessing I can choose a different Paragon path. And I can't select any companions just yet. Alright. Generic merchant. Well, this dude is actually selling better armor than what I'm wearing right now, but I'm pretty sure as I continue, I won't have to worry about buying these just yet. Let's continue on the path. I'm just glad this place looks busy. Here's the auction house. Wow, what gear do you recommend? Oh, this is cool. He's actually recommending auctioned gear. You will discover this item. You will discover this item if you finish the tutorial. I like that. Okay, so he's actually showing items to me that I can get on the auction house that would benefit me most right now for something that I can afford, I would assume. So it seems someone has put up an ancient scale breastplate on the auction house. But the auction broker is letting me know that as long as I keep going through the tutorial, or once I've finished the tutorial, so I may actually be wearing this already, but he does let me know that I can get this item on my own very easily. So all of these items are players trying to take advantage of me? Is that what's going on here? So as you level up, eventually that's not going to become an issue. Where do I get astral diamonds? Invocation provides a small amount of rough astral diamonds and can be performed once an hour. Participating in a skirmish event while the skirmish event is active grants 1,000 rough astral diamonds on completion. Starting at level 10, you can get daily quests from Ricks. Daily quests reward anywhere from 1,000 to 4,000 rough astral diamonds, depending on the length of the quest. More daily quests become available as you gain levels. Refine rough astral diamonds into astral diamonds to purchase items and services. Okay, so from what I'm getting from this is that I can basically get just about anything or most things that I could get with real money with astral diamonds instead. And there are in-game ways to get astral diamonds. So any of the things that you want to get with Zen, which is real money, you can just play to keep getting, which is good. It's important that they have that. You can refine up to 24,000 rough astral diamonds per day by using the Refine button in the Wealth tab of your inventory. Alright. Thank you. That was fun. Let's keep moving. Alright. I feel I've slowed the action down of this just enough that I can comfortably go and finish my quest. It's a pretty good length sprint. Stamina does regenerate fairly slowly, though. Okay, one thing I don't really like about this, though, is that this path is making it so I'm following the path and not really getting to look around. Can I go first person? Now would actually be a good time. Oh, you can rearrange your HUD? Okay, that's good. That's really cool that you can actually move all this stuff around. I'm actually not going to move any of this, but later on that might be something useful. How do I get out of here? Escape, okay. Options. Keybinds. Let's see if there's a first person key. Auto run is T, that's good to know. I don't know what inspect mode is. I got a message about that, but I didn't actually use it for anything. Powers and targeting. My at-will powers, my encounter powers, my daily powers, which I haven't unlocked level 2 of that yet, or number 2. Invocation, Control I. I'm interested in that right now because... Okay, that doesn't work. I guess I haven't been taught that technically yet. Go back to the keybinds. Looking for first person. Homepage. Miscellaneous, start chatting. Kill target? What? That almost seems too easy. Alright, so what did I see that was actually interesting to me that distracted me? Control I doesn't work for me. Oh yeah, the inspection mode. B. What does inspect mode do for me? Just makes everything a lot easier to see, I guess? Guess to inspect the area? That's an interesting feature. I wonder if that has any kind of actual function. I mean, it'd probably be good for videos and screenshots and stuff. And I think they put their branding down there on purpose for that reason. But it's better to just let us remove the HUD altogether. I mean, whenever you see a World of Warcraft screenshot that doesn't have the UI up, you still don't have any doubt that it's a World of Warcraft screenshot, do you? I don't think you need to do the Neverwinter thing. I don't think you need to do the branding. But that's just me. Here we go. We finally reach our objective.
What do you want?
Protector's Enclave needs your help. Wilfred is dead. Damnation. Too young to go out like that. I want to thank you for what you did on the bridge. We might have lost Protector's Enclave if the Harbinger breached the walls. Please, look at the chest behind me for a token of my appreciation.
You can't just go get whatever the token is and give it to me? Make me go look for it myself? Whoa. I gotta admit, that was a pretty impressive trick. I wish I could do that. Yes, a clan greatsword. Da 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 da. Sweet. So I got a better sword. I like how the sword actually almost cuts into my leg there, and then almost touches the ground. That would not be ideal.
Oh, we lost a lot of good people today. And the Harbinger appearing so close to the walls does not bode well for the safety of the Enclave.
So important things are voice acted. General NPCs are not.
I understand you lost quite a few of your belongings when the ship you were on was destroyed by the Dracolich. I can't offer you much, but I can supply you with some off-duty clothing. I'm sure you're going to want to relax and get out of your combat gear at some point. Talk to Supply Sergeant Queen. He's just west of here, through that tunnel. He'll get you sorted out.
Really? They're gonna give me roleplay gear? And I guess roleplay gear is marked with this little icon down the lower right. A peasant's tunic and peasant's garb. Can I inspect beforehand? I cannot. I can't right-click, alt-click, shift-click, or control-click, either of the left or right variety, to open up any kind of options here so that I can inspect what the gear looks like beforehand. This is something that kind of gets to me because even in World of Warcraft, sometimes two pieces of gear would be similar enough to each other, or sometimes exactly the same, that the only deciding point would be how the gear looks. And I would like to be able to inspect gear, especially role-playing gear, before I decide to go and selecting them. Now, I don't have that problem here, because I'm going to receive all of this. I'm going to get this tunic, and I'm going to get this garb, no matter what. I mean, I'm going to get all 4 of these whenever I complete this quest. But sometimes, whenever you're offered a choice, you want to be able to inspect the gear, see it visually before you make your choice. And this game does not offer you that. Alright, so what do you want me to do here?
By the grace of the gods.
By the power of Grayskull. Give me some clothes.
Hello, adventurer. I heard about what happened on the bridge. You stopped the Harbinger. We all owe you a debt. Nox asked me to set you up with some clothes to replace those you lost. I'm afraid I don't have anything fancy, but at least they're warm. Take a look in the chest.
Okay, thanks. Apparently you can do that cool chest trick too. Alright. Press C to open your character sheet. Roger that. That's done. Alright. Click the fashion button to equip and view fashion items. Purely cosmetic gear. There's a fashion button. Show me the fashion button, if you would, please. Is this it? Yes, it is. Yeah, big old naked man. Blarg.
Donations for battle victims.
Alright, so I guess upper body. Oh, cool. So this drop down will show you what you can equip here. Peasant's tunic on the lower body. Actually, that looks kind of ridiculous enough to be funny to run around in that I might just keep that. But now let's do this. Alright, that looks better, actually. No equipable item in the head slot. Okay, so now I've got my fashion items selected. I'm actually wearing them now. Huh. I'm not gonna lie, this actually feels more comfortable to run around in town with. Now, I'm kind of hoping that there's a quick way to swap between the gear, but apparently there is not, or at least none that they showed me. Show tips. Oh, I pressed H this time to open up this menu. This is pretty cool. So the H key will open up a help menu. Like bug reporting, support, anything that you would need help with. What about Y? The Zen Market. Okay, this is where I can buy things for real money. Not even going to look into that, because I don't intend to put any money into this game. At least not yet. What about O? It's a social menu. Of course, that makes sense. That's what it's always been. Find a guild. P for party, I guess? No, those are my powers. A few paths. You need to get to level 35 at least, or thereabouts. Okay, so to switch back to my actual gear, I just come here. What is this? Click to hide item text, really? Oh, I see. No, I want that. That's cool. What's a sword knot? I don't know. Is that not just offhand? Would that just be called... We've got main hand, wouldn't that just be called offhand? Whatever. I don't have any other gear in my inventory anyway, so let's do that. Alright, so just for fun's sake, let's run around in these crappy clothes. And head back. Thanks, man! You're a stand-up bloke. Now I look like a beggar. Maybe I can actually get some money from somebody if I go begging. Hey, look, man, I got terrible clothes on now. You happy?
You're back. Good. I have some more work for you if you're interested.
Sure.
I've gotten a report about some disturbances in the vaults beneath the Hall of Justice. The guards are spread thin after the last attack, but you've proven yourself more than capable. So I'd like to ask you to look into it for me. I've told the gate guards you're coming. They'll let you into the vault.
Okay, sweet. Now this looks real. 83 copper, 200 experience points, and a belt. Finally, an actual quest. Now let's see if it's as fun as the tutorial. Let's go do our thing. I'm going to get into combat with my roleplay gear on and see if it automatically switches me to my combat gear. This place looks cool. Alright, looks like we're going to a combat zone here. New campsite. Respawn on point locked. The vaults keep Neverwinter's history safe and keep us safe from Neverwinter's history. Mayor Galt. Press J to read more. Haha, sweet. Investigate the vaults beneath the Hall of Justice. I got a report about some disturbances, da-da-da-da. We already read that. I think I hit J too late, so it's not going to give me that. Okay, here's lore. Sweet, so you can read the lore about any of this that you want to. If you're the type of player who likes to sit back, relax, read what's going on around him. I'm not going to do that here because obviously this is a video, but if you're the type of player that likes that kind of stuff, that's cool. And if you're looking to just see what the lore is like, you can pause and read that right now. Ooh. So I can come back here to recharge.
You're the one Sergeant Knox sent to investigate. Well, I'm glad you're here. We've heard some strange noises from the vault. One of the other guards went to check on it, but he should have been back by now. I have to guard the entrance, but I'll let you through. Find the source of those noises, and look for Quartermaster Otis. He'll know what's happening.
Sounds fine. Digging this music, though. Like, seriously. Alright. Okay, so I've got my sword out now, but I'm still wearing my... Ow! Oh, are you kidding? I can fight in these? I wonder if my armor is still offering me protection. Huh. In the event that it's not, let's do this. There we go. Ouch. So that was fun. Alright, I'm actually going to turn the path off right now. So I don't feel like I'm being, number one, led by the hand. Okay, I tried to turn it off, but it's actually not turning off. There it goes, now it's off. That took a while for it to actually turn off. Now it's back on. Stop it! Press Z, that should turn it off. I might be wrong about that. Now I can't find it. Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, now it's off. So it takes a moment for it to actually shut off. But I wanted to turn it off here because I felt like with it on the ground, I couldn't explore. I felt like I had to stay stuck to it. I know that's not the actual case, but I feel more free to roam with it down. And it feels more like an adventure game like this, which is cool. Unfortunately, in games like this, most of this is just environmental for effect. And you can't actually find secrets or hidden things. I may be wrong about this game, though, so we'll see. Ah, so there's stuff to find. Requires thievery skill or kit, but I can't actually do that. So that's pretty nice. A rogue would actually be able to take advantage of that while I cannot. Now, that would be the benefit of carrying or keeping a rogue in your party, a friend of yours or someone you just brought up. Now, what are these things I just noticed? Dungeon delves. What is this? In progress. Enter a dungeon after this event starts. Special treasure chest at the end of the dungeon. Unlock a special chest at the end of each dungeon for extra seals and an extra item guaranteed for your class build. You must enter the dungeon after this event starts and defeat the final boss to claim your bonus chest. You may defeat the boss after the event is over if you stay on your original map. So is that actually going on right now? This one starts in 13 minutes. This one starts in 2 hours. This one is going on right now. So apparently I'm also getting a bonus from, I guess this is an event of some kind. It's good to know that they pop up on my minimap. This is pretty cool. And it's titled Dungeon Delves, so it does mean to go into the dungeon. So this event has started, and I have entered a dungeon in this case. I think that might be the case. I don't know. I might be wrong. It might be worth actually leaving the dungeon and coming back just to make sure that I do get that benefit. I'll do that. I might have entered this just as that was about to start and not get the benefit from it. And I'm not sure if this room counts as an actual dungeon. Also, some of you may be noticing the clock below the minimap. It is 5:48 a.m. over here. I do tend to keep odd hours. So you can actually expect more players online if you're playing during peak times. So I'm leaving the vault now. I'm going to go back into the vault so that hopefully I can take advantage of whatever that Dungeon Delves thing is. In we go. Alright, so I restarted this, and hopefully now it's going to work. Sweet. Alright. We have to fight through this place again, but that's fine. We didn't do very much anyway. And most of the things that have been slowing this down have been the fact that I've commentated about them. So actually you may experience a faster rate of play than I am, especially if you're familiar with MMOs. Because you're not going to be taking the time to commentate everything and comment on it. You'll have your own thoughts naturally, but you won't need to share them. This is the first time I'm noticing that coin actually drops.
You must die!
Oh, I can move while charging this. That's really good. If I hold right click, I can move while charging my Reaping Strike ability so that I can get a little bit better position before I actually release it. And I can shift out of it without swinging. Good to know. And we now know that the dungeons aren't necessarily, they're not necessarily randomly generated, because this is the exact same layout. Okay, I do have a dungeoneering skill, so I can take advantage of this. What does this do for me? Residuum. Sweet. Explorer's Journal. I wish I could read that, actually. And some iron ore. Nope. Longsword cannot equip. Alright. Wait, my residuum doesn't show up here. I'm guessing that shows up in the crafting. Yeah, it does. Iron and residuum both show up in profession resources. As we thought earlier. I've got to be careful because I've got to remember that my health does not regenerate on its own, apparently. Or if it does, it's very, very slow. As to be unnoticeable. A normal treasure chest, no specific skill required to open it. A nature kit, probably could come in handy later. Oh, I can use the nature kit to interact with whatever this is. I don't know why I would need a nature kit for whatever this is, but... Desert Rose. Pretty sweet. I wonder if there are things like dungeoneering kits or something like that that let people who don't necessarily have the skill use it. Oh, so this, you can actually kind of sneak here, I think. Whoa, that guy's got a shield bash. Just saw him charging it up. This guy's sort of serious business. But again, he telegraphs his attacks. Not a good idea to use charge attacks against characters like this. I'm trying not to use a health potion for this fight. Now we can hear a steady heartbeat, so let's go ahead and use it. just want to see if it will slowly regenerate on its own. Apparently it will not. That's excellent. That's great. I love that idea. I love that my health does not regenerate on its own. Maybe later on in the game I'll pick up items that add health regen, but I love that this is a static thing. That's fantastic. It puts an emphasis on having a balanced group. So far we have needed a thief and we've needed a healer. We're going through this solo, but having those two characters would make this a much easier experience and would make everyone feel useful. So that's awesome. We'll go ahead and use a health potion in the meantime, but it's good that party dynamics actually play a role here. I'd start to grow bored with the convention in MMOs that every character can do everything they need to on their own. So there's plenty of stuff to actually find in these hallways if you look around. I mean, they're very well pointed out. Maybe there are a portable altar, a small shrine that needed accessories to invoke the powers of your deity. Okay, so I probably need that to call astral diamonds, or to invoke astral diamonds. We've got 6 minutes remaining on the dungeon delves. What did it say? Special treasure chest at end of dungeon. Unlock the special chest at the end of the dungeon for a guaranteed good item. You must enter the dungeon after the event starts and defeat the boss. You may defeat the boss after the event is over if you stay on your original map. Okay, so as long as we're in here, since the event had started, I'll get a bonus chest at the end of this, most likely. Also, it did just tell me that there's a boss. I still don't know what determination is. Is this determination? This is action points. Okay, does determination build to action points? Because I want to know what determination is actually building. I think that is it. Let's see. If I hold this and take damage, am I actually building up to the next action point? Hit me. It does not seem that I am. Nope. It's still a fun ability in any case. Oh, I would love to be able to read some of these. While this is an MMO, it's still set in the Dungeons Dragons universe, or still set in Dungeons Dragons. I think this is Forgotten Realms, I don't know. But it'd be cool to be able to read some of these books. Oh, they've got somebody captive here. I like having a charge ability because it means I can charge my ability while they're charging theirs. So when I avoid theirs, I can unleash mine. Who are you? Quartermaster Otis. Good.
The Nashers snuck into the vaults during Valindra's attack on the city. They're here to steal the crown of Neverwinter. They almost got to it. And they angered the dead resting in the lower vaults. They're fighting each other down there right now. I sealed them in behind the hidden entrance to the lower vaults. There's a secret switch in the bookcase on the back wall. Stop the Nashers before they get the crown!
Okay. The hidden entrance in the lower vaults. Find a secret switch in the bookcase on the back wall. Okay, gotcha. I'm sure this will lead me directly to it, but regardless. There's a scroll here. Oh, so there is some lore lying around. We're only after the crown. Touch nothing else. We can loot the rest once we rule the city. Pretty sweet. I'm glad that they have this here. Oh, look, there's a book that I can read. Oh, no, this is the bookcase mechanism. So I do find this game, I was going to say game and fun at the same time. I do find this game more fun without little tracking quest thingy. Without that, I do find this more fun without it. But if you do need it, it's there. That's pretty cool. Now, what is this? Looks like a... I know it's a chest, but it looks like a birthday cake that was made to look like a chest. But I need an Arcana skill. Or kit. So there are kits for that kind of thing. Whereas religion skill or kit. Pretty cool. They did a very good job with this area. With most of these areas, actually. Coming! Help's at hand! Fear not! Yeah! Well, that's taken care of, sorta. Thievery. Let's heal up here a bit. Probably should have done that before I entered that fight, but whatever. So there's a respawn point, so if I do end up dropping to 0 hit points, I'll respawn there. So they serve as checkpoints in dungeons and things like that. Really cool. Man, I need just a little bit more damage for my combo to actually finish all of them off. I did get a very good roll at the start of the game for my strength, though, so I can't complain too much. I haven't commented on this yet. That kind of stops me from attacking for a little bit, but I wonder if that's got a knockback effect of its own or something. Some benefit for having the stun. It does immobilize me and does make me not able to use my abilities for about half a second. So let's see if that will actually have any effect in an area of effect capacity on these guys. And nope, it doesn't. It just deals damage. Kind of crazy. Sweet healing potion. Might as well pop it now. I don't seem to have any cooldown on that, really. It looks like I can spam those in combat if I need to. That could get expensive, but having the option there does sound cool. Wait, what is this icon? I can inspect myself. That's pretty cool. That's what other players would see if they inspect me. I was worried that that red icon meant that my gear was broken or something, but I don't think so. I'll use my dungeoneering skill on this. Makes me feel good to have that skill, finding things like this. And actually just finding them by exploring. Another arcane or arcana birthday cake. Not necessarily a birthday cake, but just a very well-made cake in general. What am I talking about right now? I wonder if thieves could sneak around to different objectives here. Ow. Wonder if that mechanic is there to just prevent me from spamming left click. That whole... That I can't move for a little bit. If I were to just keep spamming left click, that might make this feel a little too Diablo-ish, which is probably not what they were going for. It is very action-packed, though. I'm loving it. The ceiling just collapsed around me. Uh-oh, this could be bad. That's what this is for. There's a skeleton archer up there. Are you kidding me? Vertical combat? In an MMO? What sorcery be this? That was just natural instinct that I jump up there and take him out. But, wow. I gotta say, so far, in this first look, I am impressed with this game. I'll be playing this off camera. And I'll hope to get some of my friends into it. I know at least one who will want to play. This'll be cool. Then again, there's also something to be said about the fact that I'm playing this solo, and with friends, I would not feel that I could explore. I would feel rushed. I would feel like I would have to go from objective to objective, because that's typically how these games are played. And I'm having a grand solo experience right now. It makes me want to try out the other characters. What I should have done in this fight is pull this guy back here, slow him, run over here, take these guys out, and come back to this guy. Tactics. I has them, but I don't use them. I have a nature kit, apparently, that has multiple charges, so I'll take these. Okay. What's that guy pointing at? I know probably nothing in particular, but it's still funny. I would like there to be a plaque here that I could read for lore purposes. Just a minor criticism. That looks like something right out of Dishonored. So much so that I wanted to zoom in on it with my spyglass. And it made me feel like I wanted to get right here and press Q to look over. What the crap, man? Sweet, a checkpoint. And down they fall. I'll heal up here. And then I'll run over here and check to see if there are any monsters down the other stairs. Could probably just skip them, but we've got to remember they are experience. If I gained a level in here, I would have just enough damage to do exactly what I want to do, and that's take out droves of them in one combo. This doesn't look good. These corpses. A line of corpses leading up to what must be the boss event.
Oh, no. Hurry and get the crown! The Guardian is waking up!
Guardian of the Nine. Let's see what you got, Skelly. I like that he's a bigger version of those shielded ones earlier. He fights like them. He's got a charge through attack, though. Ouch. Didn't I have some sort of racial abilities that knocked enemies prone or something? The tutorial did not inform me how to use those if I do have them. That charge attack is quick. I've got to anticipate it, because after attacking, there's a period, even with normal attacks, where I can't move, so I've got to anticipate those better. Then again, I can't be knocked prone while doing this, can I? My turn! Ah, you have summoned assistance. pathetic assistance. Ow.
You're too late! The crown belongs to the Nashers!
Alright, cool. See you later. Alright, so there's a bonus chest here somewhere, or there should be. If this counts towards the dungeon delve bit. I wonder if the little quest trail will point me to it. Just to make sure I don't miss it. Here's a treasure chest. I'm pretty sure this is not the bonus chest. Nope. The bonus chest is supposed to have something specific to my build, and this provides a dagger. Plus, I'm pretty sure the bonus chest will be like all glowy and have like a beam of light pointing toward it or something. I guess the little quest path doesn't really show me. It looks like this would be it. If the event actually triggered correctly for me. But I may have entered this place a little too early, and it may be counting that entrance rather than the second entrance that I made. Oh, never mind. The Crown of Neverwinter. Examine the secret crime. Wear the crown. No, it's too potent a symbol. Better to keep it safe for now. Lord Neverwinter. So this must be my bonus chest. Scavenger's Belt. For the Great Weapon Fighter? Yes, okay. So each dungeon does have one of these chests that does not activate unless you've done one of those dungeon delve events. Pretty sweet. I like it. Unless, of course, that was part of the quest anyway. I don't know what to make of it. I'm making some assumptions here that I probably shouldn't be. In any case, I did pick up a cool item. What is this? Current setting default. This quest will be shown on your quest tracker. If there's room for it, a maximum of 5 quests can be shown. I see. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that I picked up. When did I pick up all of this? Oh, I remember this. Okay, so I use that portable altar. I'm hoping I can control I now. Control L to invoke. Whoa. You're about to begin viewing content authored by the player community. This content is not approved by Cryptic Studios and does not reflect the views or opinions of Cryptic Studios. Your game experience may change. The quality and appropriateness of the content is reviewed by the community, but you may still encounter content you find offensive or distasteful. If you encounter any such content, use the report button found when dropping or completing the mission to let Cryptic Studios know of your concerns. Reported content will be reviewed and potentially removed from the game. Okay, I just pressed Control L right now because the hotkey earlier said Control I to do the invocation thing. And I thought maybe it might have said Control L, so I pressed Control L just in case, so I can try and use this altar. This screen has nothing to do with this altar. Pressing Control L, or probably just L, actually brings up I believe it's called the Forge. It's called the Foundry or something. I don't know. But players can make their own quests in this game, and you can go on those quests. So that's what this is all about. You can actually go on these quests created by players if you actually want to. So I opened up this window, possibly by mistake. Or by mistake, most likely. I am Slayer. Blacklight Gold, a hidden blade. So this is player-created content right here that we can go through. I don't know if it's level restricted or what. Yeah, skirmish level, dungeon level. This is pretty cool. I'm not sure what to do with this exactly, but it does show upcoming events. And there's another dungeon delve at 11 a.m. I'm guessing that does adjust to be my time. That's pretty cool. Yes, L brings that up. I do not know how to use this altar, or what it's for. So that was an experiment. Somewhat failed. I mean, at least I learned that it doesn't do anything for me. So I do have other swords here. If I hit sort, what does it sort them by? This does 42 max damage. This is 42. Great Sword of Restoration, Tempered Great Sword, extra power, extra deflection, Extra power, extra lifesteal. Lifesteal sounds cool. I want that. I'm still not at level 5, so I still can't open this chest. But apparently I've got a piercing amulet for armor pen. Sweet, I'll wear that. Scavenger's belt, which we just picked up. Plus 20 max hit points. Makes me a little tankier, that's good. Sort this. Okay, so I think everything else we have no real interest in. Everything else adds negative stats at this point. Overall, a very fun dungeon. Let's get out of here, see what happens. Let's go finish the quest. Actually, I don't think I have to. Where do I go now? Return to Sergeant Knox and the Protector's Enclave. Cool, but how do I leave? I would assume there'd be a fast exit somehow. Oh, double tapping in a direction will make you sprint or dash or what have you in that direction. I'm pretty sure this video ran longer than an hour, but it's a good first impression video that covers the tutorial. Oh, here we go. Here's an exit. Oh, anytime I'm confused like this, I should remember that I should just hit Z, and it'll show me where to go. After a moment, anyway. Or maybe not. Z. Okay. Z one more time. There it is. That Z key. That path. A little glitchy. But yeah. Anytime I'm confused, I can just do that to find the quick way out of the dungeon. Or wherever else I want to go. The visuals are good. Okay, so this is good. Let's go ahead and exit the dungeon and see what happens there. And then I'll cut the video off because this has gone on quite long enough. I didn't expect it to take as long as it did, but I was having fun, and I feel we've covered the beginning part of the game and the actual gameplay enough to the point where I hope you, the viewer, will be able to make an informed decision on whether or not you'd like to jump into and try this game out. If you want to regenerate health, use potions, of course. We read that already. So this was my first impression of the game. I personally enjoyed it. I hope at least you enjoyed the video, if the game is not something that interests you. And if it is, I hope you guys will have fun playing it. The link to download it is in the video description. Again, it is a free-to-play game, so there's really no reason, if you're interested in it, in not trying it out. It does have a fairly sizable download, so prepare for that. If you've got faster internet, you'll probably be able to download it in about 10 to 15 minutes. If you've got medium internet, I'd say about 30, and if your internet is any slower than that, then of course you're going to want to plan well ahead if you want to download this game. In any case, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.